Hi, and welcome to the Home Assistant running in Synology, but today we will not be running it in a Docker. Today we will be installing product previously known as Hassio, Home Assistant. We'll start in a couple of seconds. Last couple of months, 4 or 5 months so far, I have been installing various components inside the Docker to show you how you can run Home Assistant, but also various other applications that can be integrated or that can make Home Assistant experience better. One thing that I avoided installing so far was Hassio, because there are a couple of ways you can do it and none of them was, let's say it like that, finished enough for anything but testing and playing with it. The only issue with all those various installations is how you manage them. To manage them, you also need some additional tools, for example, Watchtower or Portainer or Docker component inside the Synology to enable you to see what's going on with your system, is everything up and running, to go into the log files. But there are also a lot of times when you had to go into the terminal and install some specific component or change permissions or manually create users, etc. By popular request, I've decided today to make an installation video for Hassio. During last summer, Fredrik Erlandsson, sorry if I butchered your name, Fredrik created a native Synology DSM package for you to run. There were a lot of quirks at the start, a lot of people had problems with the supervisor restarting, and I did also have this problem last couple of days when I was testing it. But the product is now much more stable, and the way you installed it is you would go to Dropbox. From Dropbox you would download the package, then you would manually install it in the package center. But this has changed recently and this package has been included inside Syno Community. So the installation is pretty straightforward. I tested it also with the Zigbee USB interface. Here you also have a note: if you want to run Zigbee to MQTT and get the serial device, you would have to install following package. When I was testing, I had to do it, but at this point I didn't do it. I just downloaded this package and I also get my Zigbee up and running. Well, there are a little bit of quirks and a little bit of issues with that, but at the end I really did get everything up and running. Let's cut my gibberish a bit because I could talk for hours, and let's see what we have to do to have it running in a new fresh Synology environment, or if you would like to go from your current Docker Home Assistant to Hassio installation on Synology. This is my current test system, meaning that everything I record off of this system. We can look at the containers. There are various containers running from AppDaemon that I installed last, Deluge, Emby, influx MQTT, which is disabled because we installed it last time through the package center. Node-RED, currently it's not working. I didn't change permissions and yeah, it's a long story. Portainer, Radarr, Sonarr, VS Code, Watchtower, Zigbee to MQTT. Those are all the Dockers that we are currently running. So what should you do if you want to replace your Home Assistant setup? First of all, think what are the applications that you want to run in the future. So we know that we want to run Home Assistant. And to prevent any kind of a problem, we have to disable this or stop it. Next thing that we know that we want to run also influxDB. So let's disable it also here. Let's disable AppDaemon. And while we are here, we can disable Deluge, Emby. We'll leave Portainer running. We will disable Radarr, Sonarr, VS Code. So pretty much we are left only with the Portainer and the Watchtower running. Now you are prepared to install Hassio. Let's close this window. Next thing that you have to do is go to Package Center. In Package Center, be sure to have Community tab here. If you do not have Community tab, you have to go to Settings, Package Sources. If you do not already have, please add Syno Community. Here is the URL. And also make sure that you have in a beta or beta tab have ticked the box next to yes, I want to see beta versions. Okay, but if you would try to install Hassio at this point, you would not be able, because we are missing place where we'll be keeping all our configuration files. And when I say configuration files, I mean everything related to the Hassio, including the add-ons. For that, we have to go to Control Panel. Okay, something is very slow today. So let's create new shared folder. Let's press Create. Let's name it Home Assistant, and it will be Home Assistant Files. Let's leave this description. I will not be enabling recycle bin. We can press Next. We don't need encryption. We will not be using anything here. Apply. And for the permissions, we will leave them as is, meaning that admin, my current user, and DSM user have read-write access, and guest has nothing. So now that we created this shared folder, and this is not the same thing as the Docker folder, this is a new subfolder. Let's close this and let's press Join Beta. I seem to have some issue with the network, but this should be really fast download. Okay, next step is that we have to create. In next step, select folder we just created, so it will be Home Assistant. And inside this Home Assistant folder, we will have a new folder named Hassio, and all the configuration files for the supervisor, for the Hassio, for the Home Assistant add-ons will be located inside this subfolder. Let's press Next and let's press Apply. It will only take a bit for the installation to finish, and it's already running. Let's see under the hood what's going on. Let's open Docker. As you can see, our CPU usage is getting higher. What this package does, it creates a couple of additional Dockers. One is called Hassio Supervisor, the other one is Hassio DNS, and the last one is Home Assistant. We will not be going under the hood to explain what those two do, but they are in charge of everything working smoothly and being visible to Home Assistant, meaning the inside network for the Docker, outside network for your home setup, and also all the add-ons that are hooked to your Home Assistant. Now let's try and open Home Assistant. You will either receive this screen telling you to create a new account for your Home Assistant, or you will receive a, let's call it spinning wheel screen telling you that the system is getting prepared and that it can take up to 20 minutes. Somehow it already finished. So let's start typing. It will be bearded Tinker. Okay. I will be leaving Amsterdam for now. Time zone will be Europe. Zagreb. Unit system will be metric. Let's press Next. And here you can add devices that the system recognized on your network. For now, I will not be adding IKEA Tradfri because I'm just too lazy to go and see what is my security key. But let's add Google Cast. Okay, so this one is bedroom. Nope. This one is living room. This one is bedroom. This one is living room. This one is loft. This one is Zeta room. Okay, and this one is Luca room. Okay. Okay, let's add WLEDs. These are based on the firmware is WLED, but they are based on the Uno boards. Okay, finish. Let's add some more. And let's add a third one, and we'll finish this installation. Okay, so let's say that this is it for now. And we now have our Home Assistant up and running. Let's press save here. At this point, your system is configured more or less as a standard, what is now called Home Assistant core, that you would probably install inside the Docker container. But the benefit of running the new Home Assistant or previously known system as Hassio is that you now have a supervisor, and supervisor enables you to do additional stuff. For example, you can do supervisor upgrades if you want. There is the add-on store with the official add-ons or Home Assistant Community add-ons. You can make snapshots, and here you can see all the add-ons that have been installed. Let's, for example, add a couple of add-ons. Let's add, where is the MQTT? Okay, Mosquito Broker. Let's install it. It's now installed. Let me just quickly go through configuration. It will work like this. Let's start it. Okay. Next, let's add Zigbee to MQTT. So if we go here and type Zigbee, it only finds decons, and yeah, I would like to test decons, but I do not have that stick, and at this point I do not want to spend 50 or more euros on it. So I want to install it on my USB CC 2531 stick, and I'm missing it. If we want to add additional repository that is not available here, the benefit of using this system is that you can simply paste here the URL, and this is the URL for Zigbee to MQTT, and add it here. Now we have additional add-ons. One is the Edge, this is the development build, and the other one is release version. So let's click this release version. Let's press install. And there is one thing that we have to do here. We have to provide it with the username and password. But that's also simple in this setup. We can go to configuration, we can go to users, and we can create new user. Let's call it Zigbee to MQTT. Username will be Zigbee and password will be MQTT. Create. Of course, please, in your own setup, don't use such a password. Let's go back to supervisor. Let's go back to Zigbee to MQTT. And here let's change it and let's type here Zigbee. And here let's type MQTT. Okay, let's save it. We still are unable to run it because if we go back to supervisor, we can see that Mosquito is not running. So let's go and see what's going on under the hood. If we go back to Synology, we can go to Docker. And if we look at the containers, you will see that there is something fishy going on. So we have Home Assistant that is up and running for 12 minutes. And then we have Hassio Supervisor and Hassio DNS running for 1 minute. What that means? It means that they are failing, restarting, encountering some kind of internal errors or whatever. If we go to log files and manage to do it before it crashes again, we can see that currently we are having issue because there is a service already running. So let's make sure that our MQTT server is off. And we also have in package center Mosquito. We will stop it. Let's press start. And now our MQTT is started, and we also have start on boot ticked on. Next thing that we can do after we start Mosquito Broker is go back to Zigbee to MQTT and click start here. Also, it is unable to start on boot, and at this point both should be up and running. Let's try and see the log file. And that's it. Zigbee to MQTT is running. So your Zigbee network is up and running. You could potentially add other devices here. Everything is set up. Let's look at VS Code. Okay, let's press install. That's it. Let's enable show in sidebar, start. Okay, so our Visual Studio Code is up and running. This is much simpler way to run your Home Assistant, and although this package was available since the July, I think, 2019, in December, at my opinion, it finally reached point where you can trust your own setup and also trust your life with the setup if you have a wife. Because everybody knows what happens if the system goes down and your wife is unable to turn on or turn off lights. I will be playing a little bit more with this setup. I will not be forgetting the Docker version of the Home Assistant. I myself am still using it at home as my primary or production or home setup. But I will be spending a little bit more time playing with the Synology package and to see if it is up to the task of replacing my own setup. If you have any kind of a comment or a question, suggestion, idea, if you tried this and have some hint, please drop it down in a comment section or join the Discord server and post it for the community so we can have a talk about it. Really, installing it is not different than installing it in Raspberry Pi. I would even say that it is much simpler to install it than you would to install it on a Raspberry Pi. This system is running not on the top of the line Synology. I wish I did have this one for test, but this is really old setup based on Xpinology. I will be going over these various other plugins. One of the add-ons that I want to try is DuckDNS, because potentially all the Synology users could have issues with it, because you have internal DuckDNS with Let's Encrypt. You also have maybe Let's Encrypt running on your Synology server, so potentially you could have issues with renewing certificates and things like that. So I want to play a little bit more about that, because I also promised to do video on securing your Home Assistant setup. But this is it for this Home Assistant running on Synology, but this time not in a Docker video. I hoped I gave you enough information for you to tackle this installation. It's really simple. You do not have to be afraid of it. If everything else fails, the last thing that you can do, of course, is just go back to the Synology. And in Synology, you can always go to Package Center if it ever opens, and either stop it or uninstall it, and your old setup is just a click away. But as I said, this is it for today's Home Assistant running on Synology video. If you still haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell button so you get notified in the future updates, and I'll be seeing you next time. Until then, bye bye and have fun.